game really worth your money? Well, I played it for 2 weeks straight, and let me tell you something about it. So, I wouldn't exactly say I'm an expert on this situation, but I did spend the last 2 weeks playing games non-stop and just trying to figure out all of the settings and everything. You know the drill. Playing Zelda, playing Mario Kart.
Handheld.
I feel like I have no more routine anymore. I wake up and it's the Switch.
Stop it. Get some help.
Silence! I kill you!
And to be honest, I am so impressed with this hardware. There's so many amazing features about this thing, but there are also some things that, I'm kind of confused on. For example, the first time I held it, I was like, hey, why does this look like the Switch 1? Except they changed the colors a little bit from a very beautiful color to a very boring black.
What the fuck?
The gist of this, it still looks very similar to the Switch 1. It's not nothing too innovative.
Wow, what an amazing
Switch.
It's more like an iteration onto the Switch 1, not really like a generational leap. I would even call this a Switch Pro.
Wow.
What makes Switch so special though is the fact I can just switch off the Joy-Con like this. But I mean, that's nothing new because the Switch 1 came out 7 years ago.
So did something go wrong or did something go right?
I kill you!
But what they did though, Nintendo tweaked onto these Joy-Cons. Let me show you something. A lot of you know what these guys do.
That's a cool whip.
But for those of you who don't know, let me just show you. And if you already know what it is, I'm gonna make you watch it anyways. You can turn it into a mouse. I'm not kidding. A literal mouse. And this is not the only thing that Nintendo added into the Switch 2. They also added this little button called the C button. And I'll talk more about that later. Pretty much just enhanced everything about the Switch 1 and just made it that slightly better. But does all of that really justify a $450 price tag? And what happens when you also factor in the rising cost of gaming and all the accessories that you have to buy and storage issue, all of that issues that comes with the Switch 2? Well, keep watching. You'll find out in today's video. Now let me walk you through what I loved about this Switch. Updating one of the most successful gaming systems of all times, I feel like definitely wasn't an easy task to do. So Nintendo had to pop out something that is completely new or just, have to impress the fan base. And they did something really smart. Rather than inventing this whole thing, Nintendo just doubled down on what already worked and put it into the Switch 2 and made it better. The core features are still the same. You got the touchscreen, the Joy-Cons, and the ability to go from display modes, like docked into handhelds, all of that. And now they're just packed into this slightly bigger screen and slightly bigger layout. And I feel like, it's actually very nice to hold. Let's start off with the size. The first time I held this thing, I was like, damn, that's big. So big to the fact that I had to make a point about it. Like the moment you hold it, you'll notice the difference. For people like me with maybe smaller hands, I feel like holding it can sometimes feel a little dangerous, especially when I pick it up. One misslip, that's $450 gone. Don't do that. It's very dangerous and could get you broke. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Before the Switch, my favorite console to play on was the Steam Deck because of one thing. I like to play on big screens, and Steam Deck had the biggest screen. But then after playing the Switch for a while, I went back to the Steam Deck and I was like, damn, the screen on this thing is so small. Nintendo was just like, no, I'm gonna take the title for the biggest screen ever, and now, boom.
I look really good.
I'm just kidding. Do you guys remember that little stick kind of comes off the back here, and they call that the stand? That little flimsy back stud that comes off and just props up like this, and if anything you do to it, it just falls over. But then check this out. It's not moving. Bro, this thing is so sturdy. My phone on it, it just stays like this. It's so sturdy. I don't even have to worry about knocking it off. Now, another cool thing about this, let's check this out. It has a little USB-C port on the top and the bottom. It has 2 USB-C ports.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter. There can't be two.
Well, I'm sure all of you guys probably had this similar experience. I know at least I have. It's when you're playing Mario Kart, you're playing with a friend, and you guys are like,
Wow, oh my gosh, I'm gonna beat you, I'm better than you at this game.
and then suddenly it's like, oh, low battery, you have to plug it in. So now you have 2 choices here. Either you just put it down, and you and your friend have to lean over and play like this. It's so awkward, right? Or, you can keep playing and not charge it and just hope that your Switch doesn't die before it gets to the end. So Nintendo fixed it by putting a little USB-C port on top. So now when you're playing, just simply plug it in, boom, you're ready to play. Watch this. Wow. Bro, tell me this is not satisfying. I can do this all day. While we're on the topic of the Joy-Cons, something that I didn't really like about the Switch Joy-Con, or the Switch 1 Joy-Con in particular, was how small it actually was. Every time I'm playing Mario Kart, I just feel like my fingers were kind of on top of each other.
Because it's so small, my hands keep running into each other.
And I have small hands! Like, I have small hands. I can't imagine people with bigger hands. How do you guys even play? But this time around, it's bigger. Like, I grew up playing controller, so this just feels like home. This feels so much better. And by the way, you can now connect your old Switch 1 Joy-Cons wirelessly onto your Switch 2, so you don't have to be like me and spend $125 on these motherfuckers. I want colors! Okay, anyways, a big issue though I have with the Joy-Con, this happens. My finger just gets stuck in it. I'm trying to be so careful and it just still gets stuck in it and it hurts. Yeah, be careful, otherwise your finger's gonna get caught. And it hurts a lot.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Anyways, it wouldn't really be a Nintendo device without a quirky little gimmick. Cool little gimmick. It's called the mouse mode. Like I said before, you can use it as a mouse. Now people are probably thinking, well, I'm already on a Switch 2, and the whole reason I bought the Switch 2 is because I want to play on my couch. But have you thought about this? I could put this on my leg and it still works. But you just gotta make sure you don't wear ripped jeans. I literally feel like I'm cheating right now. Like, I have a mouse and I'm competing against console players. And I hope it doesn't turn out to be like the IR camera on the Switch 1. It's a good idea, but just like literally nobody uses it. No, while the Switch 2 may not represent as big of a jump as say the PS4 to the PS5 had, but I would still say the improvement on this thing is still pretty significant. Small things like navigating through the menu or just opening apps like the eShop or NSO Plus feel so much quicker. Remember on the Switch 1? You open the eShop and then you have to wait for that annoying circle to just keep spinning and spinning, and then you click something else and it spins again, and you click something and it spins again. Yeah, no, all of this is gone. I'm so freaking thankful for that. That extra responsiveness extends to game performance as well. So the Switch 2 now runs 4K native if you're on a TV. It's also got full 1080p handheld mode because of its custom-made NVIDIA chip. And some games supports frame rates, check this out, up to 120 FPS. I mean, come on, this is something every gamer wished for. But what impressed me even more though was Zelda.
You know, once you start, there's no going back.
See, I am such a big Zelda fan, and I finished both of the Zelda games on the original Switch. Honestly, I didn't really have too much expectation going into the Switch 2 since the exact same game. They didn't really add new things to it, but
Ding dong.
holy. The Switch 2 version? Oh my gosh, I'm lost for words right now. Proper AAA title. I paid $100 for this. $100 freaking for it.
I need a credit card, I need a $100 bill.
Is it worth it? To be honest, probably not. It's a 7-year-old game. Unless though, if you already own the original Zelda, you could pay $10 to upgrade it onto the Switch 2, and in that case, it's only $10 to get 60 FPS and a crispy 4K HDR visual, and better gameplay for just $10 only. Like, that's such a good deal. If you have the Switch 1 Zelda, please, please, please upgrade it for the love of God. You will love this game. But even with all of that amazing updates, I didn't really feel like I was getting a new console.
Same, but different. But still same.
Like, it wasn't something new. Still the same thing, just better. Until I tried the game chat system, which is Nintendo's overdue online chat system. And thankfully, they nailed the execution. Because, oh my gosh, I'm getting PTSD from all of the things they messed up in the past. So like, let's not talk about that though. And how that works, you see the C button right here? Literally, okay, so you're in a game, you just press it. That's literally, yeah, you just hold it. It's so easy to use. And on top of that, you can also share your screen. I tried it a few times and I would say like the quality isn't amazing, It's a little bit blurry in some parts, but I do think it's good enough to show off a Zelda dungeon. Built-in mic in this works really well, even sitting across the room. I don't even need a headset to use this thing. They added this really cool AI feature where it'll just filter out all of the game sounds and only pick up your voice, which is crazy technology. And I'm putting this headset back on because I think I look better with it. So now that was everything that was really good on this Switch. But with good things, I think also comes a little bad things. Now, these are just my opinion, but just hear me out. I feel like after a few hours of play, I just feel like my wrist gets so tired. Technically, it's only about half a pound heavier than the original Switch. But once you hold it for a long time, I really start to feel the difference. And also one more thing, just like the old Switch, I think the Joy-Con shape is a little bit weird. I know I said it's good, it's like really good and stuff, but there are stuff I didn't like about it. For example, when I play for too long, this part, like the corner of the Switch kind of just press into my palm, it's really uncomfortable. Like for example, when I play the Steam Deck, it has this nice curve and I just put my hand on it, it doesn't have this issue. It's only when I play the Switch that I find it's like that. And one more thing I want to tell you guys about the Joy-Con. Actually, let me play a round of Mario Kart and then I'll show you. So I just finished playing a round of Mario Kart. Look at this. There's a literal hole on my thumb. I mean, come on Nintendo, please just make the button a little bit softer. That's all I want. And now I want to talk about the screen a little bit. I think it's fine. It's an LCD screen. Well, it's Nintendo, and they'll probably try to sell you the console twice, so the OLED version of the Switch 2 is definitely gonna be a thing down the line. Let's just wait. And the battery life on the Switch 2 isn't the greatest either. The battery life on this thing is only, 2 to 6.5 hours. I feel like after playing for so long, I kind of averaged out. This thing dies on me 2 hours into a gameplay. So make sure you bring a charger with you if you're planning to take this thing on the road. And I want to talk about something. I want to talk the storage issue with the Switch 2. You could be like, but wait, there's 256 gigabytes inside of this thing, no? And the original only had 32, the OLED was 64. Yeah, that's right. That might seem like a lot of storage, but it's not. Because the games now are so much bigger than they used to be. Like back in the days, games were like what, 2 or 3 gigabytes and you can have like 10 or 20 games on the Switch and it's fine. But now, let's say Street Fighter 6, how much? 50 gigabytes. Cyberpunk, probably 60 gigabytes. And once I transferred all of my data from the Switch 1 onto the Switch 2, and then I purchased a few more games, my storage was basically full on day one. You know, I think if the Switch 2 was your first ever Nintendo console, you're gonna really like it. And to be honest, I'm jealous of you. Because there's so many games, maybe like thousands of excellent games that you guys can play, and then there's the Nintendo exclusive. There's just so much content for you to discover. But on the other hand, if you're someone like me who has PS5 or a PC, Xbox, you know, other consoles, I don't really think you'll find too much excitement, too much new things here. I mean, Mario Kart World definitely is the big shout out here. As someone who has put way too many hours, way too much competitive hours into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I feel like this game alone felt like a worthwhile upgrade. I have like 15 Peach skins, and I haven't won many races. If you don't really like racing games, I feel like your options here are pretty much limited. And I feel like the third-party games on this is actually pretty solid. I kind of feel like if you're into those type of game, chances are you probably already played it on another platform. Oh my god, excuse me, holy. I drink too much soft drinks before this, bad idea. Looking to the future a little bit, you've got some crazy good games coming out like Donkey Kong Bonanza. Literally become Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph and you just, it's pretty cool. And then Star Wars and Mario Party, all the Kirby games, all of those cool games coming out in the next few months. So yeah, there's a lot to expect in the near future. Now, let's be real, I don't hate the Switch 2. In fact, I think it's probably the best Nintendo console ever made. Like, this is exactly what we were hoping for from Nintendo, at least for me. This is everything I've wanted since the Switch 1. A better hybrid console. But that being said, I'm also more aware than ever of just how aggressively Nintendo has leaned to monetization. They're charging for what used to be free. They're inflating prices across the board and just overall offering less values in return. If you ask me, I think the magic is still there. The Switch is awesome. Everything is great. But the company behind it feels a little more like Bowser every day.
Money.
Really makes a guy come out of his shell.